Last week, Hotdice superstar Jason McDaniel made a bold proposal.
I think we should have a single elimination round-robin tournament to decide who is the rightful team to go on this tour.
To which Lisa Seltzer surprisingly agreed.
If the teams want to skate to decide who goes on tour, that's great. I mean, I've always said this is not about trash cans, Sean, and violence and sex. This is about good, clean skating.
Tonight, one of these teams is destined to be eliminated.
This game tonight is going to be great. You want to know why? Because I'm going to cripple that McDaniel kid. You can't captain a team if you can't skate.
I set up this tournament because the team that wins rightfully deserves to go on the tour. Now, I believe that the Dice, we will win this tournament.
Meanwhile, D'Amato continues to exploit his position as owner of the Enforcers.
Look, I'm a people person. That's why I'm putting half the Enforcers up for sale to the general public. Now, if you're done being a loser, put down the six-pack, get out of your trailer, and invest in the best team on Earth.
It's hard to argue that point when Lindsay Francis is playing the poster girl.
Mark D'Amato knows better than anyone that sex and violence sells. But don't get your hopes up, guys. This little piece of the Enforcers is priceless.
Just don't expect Commissioner Logue to be laying out any $1 bills. The Enforcers look to exploit the Dice next on Roller Jam. Tonight, what a game we have for you. It's the Hotdice and the Enforcers. I'm Rory Marcus along with Mark Lloyd, and tonight we bring you the Nevada Hotdice and the New York Enforcers in what has become in this league lately. Well, we had the Founders Cup tournament, which was sort of named after Leo Seltzer, but this is more like the Lisa Seltzer Invitational.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see it. I am pumped up. I can't wait. First matchup of the night. The tournament's going to start tonight. I can't wait for it.
They are vying for a spot on the World Tour. The winning team in this round-robin tournament will go on tour, and the loser tonight is out. So it's a big game between the Hotdice and the Enforcers. Now, just a few moments ago, Broadway Danny Wolf went down to the Dice locker room because, remember, it was Jason McDaniel who really issued this challenge originally, and what Broadway found down there was a team pumped up and ready to go.
All right, a much different Dice team than we've seen recently. You guys were all bickering last time we saw you, and now you're getting ready. Seems to be a little more confidence in the locker room. How about the big tournament, Mark?
You know, Danny, I really don't have nothing to worry about this tournament because the Hotdice is the best team in the WSL. So what other team is going this tour than the Hotdice?
Well, a lot of confidence there displayed by Mark Webber. And Shay, I want to ask you, you felt slighted when Stacy was selected by Lisa Seltzer as the women's captain.
Blitch is a bitch, and guess who was left standing? Me. And you know who's going on the tour? The Hotdice.
Well, this tour was your idea, Jace. Well, the tournament was your idea. You were already on the tour. It's sort of a strange situation. You were selected to go on the tour. You wanted your whole Hotdice team to go with you, so you came up with this single elimination tournament. Seems you're very confident you're going to win the tournament and bring the whole team.
Oh, yeah. I'm very confident in the Dice. I know we're the best team in the league, and there's no risk involved with doing this.
Well, a lot of confidence. Well, this whole team seems very confident. And Jenny, got to ask you, the last time you guys skated, Devo, we saw he fled, scrambled from the building as quick as he can. He seemed to like you a lot. Any worries about his escape?
I have nothing bad to say about Devo. After all, he is still at large, right? Devo, if you're out there, please, just turn yourself in, please.
Hey, speaking of Devo, you better just hope the cops find you before I do, because I got a 6'5", supersized ass whooping for you again.
Well, there they go, the Hotdice. They're getting ready. They seem very pumped. It's the first game of the single elimination tournament to see who will go on the big 200 City World Tour. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Danny. And obviously, the Dice are very pumped. And Shea Brown didn't mince any words about her feelings on Stacy Blitz, did she?
No, she doesn't like her at all. She felt she got slighted, but now she has a chance to be on it.
The Dice are fired up. They want this win so they can take the first step toward the tournament. And here they come. The Hotdice led tonight by Shea Brown. For her, it's like a second chance. Give us a kiss. Thank you very much. The Warrior Princess. That'll be the last nice thing she does.
That's right. You know, you usually don't give Shea Brown a second chance.
You better not if you're with the opposition. Jenny Matthews trying to forget about Devo. Now remember, Devo left the building because he didn't want the Dice to go on tour. Otherwise, it's back to the Slammer.
That's right. He can't go on any of the other cities. I mean, he's allowed to come here, and that's it. So, and he's still a fugitive out there. I'd be nervous if I was Jenny Matthews.
To have a stalker, perhaps, out there, sure. That'd make anybody nervous.
And looking like him, too.
And looking like her. No wonder he's after her. All right, here comes Jason McDaniel and Mark Webber. It's funny, you know, Lisa Seltzer, I don't know what she was thinking. She wanted Jason. She didn't really want Webber. But they've been such a great team together.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense. I think it's a great thing, the tournament now that, no thanks to Seltzer, but McDaniel's come up with this. Good for him and good for the league.
The Dice want this game. They want to take that first step toward that tour, but there's one thing standing in their way. You know what that is, Mark?
Yeah, a big team called the Enforcers.
You're not kidding. The New York Enforcers. Now, the last time these two teams met, it was not good news for Devo. Now, luckily for him, he's not in the building tonight because Big Tim Washington messed him up, and the Hellcat had a little message for Shea Brown, and all of that figures to continue tonight with the Big Nasty and the Hellcat, D'Amato, and the rest of a very tough New York Enforcer team on the track.
Yeah, they're going to put some punishment out there, especially since, you know what's on the line, the tournament.
They'd be just as happy to go on this tour, although I don't know if the cities they arrive in would be so happy to see him. But here comes the Big Nasty. I wouldn't want to argue with him about anything, would you?
Look at the size of the Big Nasty. Roy, every time I see that guy, it looks like he gets bigger.
His voice makes him seem bigger. He's always screaming about something. And here comes a Hellcat, just as mean as she can be. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone meaner on the track than this lady.
Yeah, she goes out there no matter what weapon, anything, as long as she wins the game and puts some punishment on the opposing team.
Lindsey Francis. Well, I take it back. The cities that Lindsey goes to be welcoming her with open arms, huh?
Yeah, look at that golden blonde hair just flowing through the air, Roy. What the? Who is that?
I don't know. Who is this guy?
Who's number 12? Do you have?
Let me check. I don't have a 12. I also don't have a 34 or a 0 or an 8. He's got numbers all over his head.
765.
How in the world can a guy skate with a mask on like that? Now, Broadway Danny Wolf, it's his job when somebody like that arrives on the scene to find out more about it. So we'll do that in a minute. Here come the rest of the Enforcers. Rusty Montgomery, Dirty Dan Cavani, Travis Wills. He's a great jammer. And there's D'Amato. You know, I have a feeling D'Amato knows who's underneath that mask.
Of course he knows. He's always up to no good. And now that the tournament and what's at stake here, you know he's going to do anything he can to win it. So now he brought in a masked man.
He fancies himself as a tremendous showman. And I'm sure he thinks that if anybody goes on tour, it should be him. Because not only does he think he's a showman, he thinks he's a genius.
Yeah, and sometimes he is, but most of the times he's not.
Let's find out what's up his sleeve with that masked skater. Here's Broadway Danny Wolf.
Man, that is the most amazing mask I've ever seen. Marco, who is this guy?
Listen, Wolf, I always have a plan. I have come up with a plan to make us more attractive to Lisa Seltzer and the international tour. I have scoured Latin America, and I have come up with the greatest, the most beloved, the most revered skater in those countries, El Numerico.
What's that?
And when we get to those poor, impoverished, two-bit low-grade countries, we will not only prove that the New York Enforcers are the most entertaining team, but the most educational.
What do you mean educational?
El Numerico, give him a little sample.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taco, enchilado.
The guy is a genius.
It wasn't bad. He does know his Spanish. Rory, back to you.
He'll be able to order food for the whole team, which is good news for Washington. Well, we'll find out more about El Numerico when the game starts. We'll be back with that. Don't go away. Whoever wins this game, and we're just as as anxious to find out as you are will have taken one step towards being on this tour with Lisa Seltzer worldwide. And the key matchups will go a long way toward deciding that. If the Dice are going to go, they're going to have to squeeze by the Hellcat somehow. And her claws are sharpened for this game, you can bet. Oh, she's as tough as she can be and mean to boot. But Shea Brown, almost, you could say, rejuvenated, I think, because she was not chosen by Lisa Seltzer. Stacy Blitz was. But Shea Brown had some succinct words for Stacy Blitz in the locker room before this game, and she's all business. I'm looking at her right now on the track. She is ready to go. So's Lindsey Francis for the Enforcers, and Broadway Danny Wolf is with her.
Well, we're ready to begin the single elimination tournament. The winner of this tournament will go on the 200-city World Tour, so a lot at stake here, and this is game one. Loser is out. The Hotdice team, Lindsay, are fired up. What's the attitude of the Enforcers?
Oh, forever confident. Trust me. The only competition we have here is the Dice. I know they can't keep it together. And let me just tell you, for all the fans out there, I am receiving the emails, and I understand, definitely. You will see me on this tour. Don't worry. I've never, ever been afraid to give the fans what they want, and I will definitely do that on this tour.
I'm sure all the men are looking forward to seeing you if you win this tournament and get on the tour.
How else is Lisa going to fill these stands with the men viewers? Who knows? I can make them.
Good luck. What?
Danny, I have a question for you. Wouldn't you like to see me on the tour? Pretty please?
I think we'd all love to see. Oh, man.
What do you think now? How about
win
now?
this game. Win this game. Back to you, Rory.
All right.
What's with that? Broadway, win this game, win this game.
Look at Lisa's looking a little sexy tonight, too. What's on her mind? I thought she wanted everything buttoned up tight. Apparently not. All right. Lindsey Francis and Jenny Matthews out there jamming. You know, it's not hard to wrap little Danny around the fingers of Lindsey Francis, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Win this game, win this game.
Nice impartial energy.
Yeah.
And that's the man that kissed Richard Brown a week ago.
Oh, boy, make up your mind, Danny.
Jenny Matthews on the first jam of the night. Runs into the double block of Brooke Sunderman and April Tootle. Tough to get around that. Matthews trying to do it. But they have a message for her, and that is that the Hellcat's not far away. Wham! Down goes Jenny Matthews.
The first strike of the game goes to the Enforcers, the Hellcat. Doing it, though, Roy, if you notice, the clean way. No helmet, no garbage can time.
How long do you think that'll last? That's one jam, Mark. And I'll tell you what, Lisa Seltzer, in her own mind over there, is rooting against the Enforcers, I guarantee it. She likes to play by the rules, like the roller rules. And let's talk about it right now. You put the Jammer's helmet on, you can score points. The Jammer's helmet is black. That's the only player who can score points in roller jam. You must be wearing a black Jammer's helmet. You try to lap members of the opposing team. When that whistle blows, you'll see the Jammers jump away from that starting line wearing the black helmets. They're trying to catch the pack, lap members of the other team, and score points. That's the one and only way you can do it. And you'll see it happen right here in this second jam of the first period. And jumping out there like she shot out of a cannon was Jennifer Matthews, but she went up high on the track, and that let Lindsey Francis catch her. But not for long, because Shea Brown just grabbed that hair and puts those long strides out there. Shea Brown and Jenny Matthews, two jammers out there for the Dice. Now their goal is to get around there and pass members of the Enforcers. For everyone they pass, they get a point. But look how hard it is to pass when Talisa Miller's blocking. Matthews got by. She goes down now. Shea Brown gets run into the infield, and the jam is continuing somehow. 25 seconds left on this jam. And there they go. Matthews is still trying to score, but meanwhile, Talisa Miller and Shea Brown are fighting, forgetting all about the jam. Look at them go at it. Hair pulling, slapping, clawing. And then Miller gets back into the play and whacks Jennifer Matthews a couple of more times. Lisa Seltzer doesn't like the tone of this game. 3 points for the Dice. I'm surprised she doesn't have a little Hotdice pennant over there.
I know, really. You know, that's the team she's rooting for just then. And what was that? I mean, the fight going on just then. Shea Brown, Talisa Miller. Somebody's got to be unhappy out there.
And that's the one who's the most unhappy right now. Shea Brown cutting through the infield there, and then all of a sudden they just stopped, went up to that rail, and the cat fight began.
You know what I was impressed, though? See Shea Brown, the skating work just then? I mean, he get knocked in infield, jumps right back up and keeps on going.
I got more bad news for Lisa Seltzer. I just looked over in the infield, and Mark D'Amato has a trash can lid in both hands. And he's talking to the big nasty Tim Washington. That can't be good. That's not good for Shea Brown right there. It's great for Talisa Miller, who made the play and then preens herself a little bit. Lindsey Francis and Belinda Morgan jamming. Francis of the Enforcers. The Dice lead 3-0. The Enforcers have not gotten on the board yet. This is the final jam of the women's period. You know those trash can lids I was just talking about? Guess who just handed them to Talisa Miller? Mark D'Amato? Both of them. She's banging them together. She's looking back over her shoulders. She's turning around, and she slams it on the head of two Dice players. Knocked them both down. And here she goes to get some more. Kathy Evangelo goes down. Gets hit like they're cymbals.
Do you see the smile on the Hellcat's face when she's doing that? She loves to smash people with those garbage can lids. But you know what? Lisa Seltzer, she can't be happy about that. We knew the Enforcers would not stay clean for too long.
No way. Not more than one period. And there they go again. Talisa Miller and Shea Brown. Referee Shaw Corbett gets in there to try to separate them. Dee Dixon gets in to try and help, and they have to drag Shea Brown away from that. Look at that. That's got to hurt, huh?
Bam! Two of them now. She's moved up in the world, Roy. It used to be one, now two.
You know, it's like graffiti. You never see anybody doing it, but you see it on the walls. I never see anybody bring those trash can lids onto the track, and then all of a sudden, there they are.
Yeah, the refs never see it either.
But the first period is over, and the Enforcers have a 4-3 lead. The men are next. After one period of play, the Enforcers lead the Dice 4-3, and look who is hovering above the arena, just looking down with a sour look on his face, Kenneth Logue III. And I don't think Lisa Seltzer is feeling too happy about things either. Broadway Danny Wolf is with her.
All right, Lisa, I know you're very excited. The single elimination tournament has begun. It's underway, and in just a few weeks you will have your team. But remember, Sean Atkinson said if the Quakes win, they're not going.
Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind, Danny. I kind of wanted an all-star team, but if this is what Jason wants, this is what Jason will get. And actually, I'm kind of excited because it's going to be all about the skating.
All right, thank you, Lisa. We'll talk to you later. Back to you, Rory.
All about the skating and the trash cans and whatever else they can find to inflict damage. And when this men's period begins, Jason McDaniel better kick it into high gear because he and Mark Webber do want to go on the World Tour. They are excited about it. They are confident, and they better be good tonight because they've got the New York Enforcers to contend with. Sure, these two guys are tremendous skaters, and they've won a lot of games, but don't ever count these two guys out. They're tough enough to get by on a jam. They are willing to do anything, really, to win. Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington, the big nasty, and the so-called genius. He says he always has a plan, D'Amato.
Yeah, and he does. He just came out with El Numeric. I don't even know how do you even say the guy's name? The masked man.
El Numerico. It kind of looks like El Stupido, the way that mask looks, but if that's the way he sees it, well, who are we to argue, right? Travis Wills. Look at the stripes on his socks. Where'd he get those, I wonder?
That's Broadway.
Not everybody's willing to commit to the Travis Wills look, that's for sure. Mark Webber back there to block against Wills. And so far doing a tremendous job of it. Wills tries him again. The Enforcers are setting up a big play. Oh, Webber skated face first into the skates of Andy Wallace.
He will not. I can't believe, no, he's not exactly getting up on his own power there.
Wills is going on with the jam. Webber's in more trouble as he gets knocked down by D'Amato and Washington again.
Webber is taking a beating. We just started here, Roy, with the guys.
A huge beating, and look at that, Lindsey Francis. That, if anything, will make him take his mask off, it would be that, huh?
Yeah, or maybe that's what it takes for Lindsey wearing a mask.
Weber staggers to his feet, and I mean, they took care of him. Ooh, that hurts a lot to get those skates right into your face.
Oh, and it didn't hit the helmet either. I mean, right into the nose and in the forehead right there.
Travis Wills called it off and skated backwards into D'Amato and Washington, who were about to do some more damage to Weber, but that hurt just as much. He went down face first. Jam number 2 in this second period. The Enforcers leading the game 4-3. And now Jason McDaniel gets out there. It was McDaniel who wanted the tournament set up this way so that the winning team could go.
And you know, you can tell the Dice are trying to keep it clean and win this match. However, though, we'll see how long they can do that, because it's tough to do that against Enforcers.
And look at D'Amato rip that right elbow into him. He turns around and gives him another shot. Jason McDaniel, the league's leading scorer, 90 points individually already. And look out now, Weber brings the chair out and crowns D'Amato. McDaniel goes around him up high in the track and continues on. Sean Davidson comes off the infield to work over D'Amato. McDaniel flies over the pack, and the fight continues off into the seats almost.
And Weber, we just mentioned keeping it clean. Now he has a chair. He's not going to give him another one.
Weber really shot D'Amato because he was skating at the time, and you saw Mark almost just go limp there and fall on his back. And then McDaniel took advantage and vaulted over the fallen pack.
No wonder they wanted him to go on the tour in the first place. What a great move by McDaniel. That's why he's so excited, because the move's just like that.
That's right. He can somersault right out of bed and go right down to breakfast while he's on tour. And Shea Brown has visions of Oakland in her mind. That's one of the stops on the tour. 8-4, the Dice up by 4 now. And one more jam left here in the first half. Travis Willows knocks down McDaniel. And he hit his skates into that goalpost there and really went off balance. Andy Wallace and Travis Wills for the Enforcers. How do you get by these two guys? Weber and Sean Davidson. That's a 1-2 wallop.
Weber, I mean, and Sean Davidson is huge as well, 6'4", 5".
Ooh, they get tumbled over D'Amato and Washington like you wouldn't believe it. That's how you get by them.
That's what I was about to say, because as big as Weber and Davidson are, Washington and D'Amato, they're no match, please.
4 Enforcer points, and they're going to work on Weber some more. D'Amato and Washington pick him up and throw him down.
When will Weber learn on who to mess with in this league? And Washington and D'Amato, two guys you don't want to mess with.
Washington's one of the few guys that can hit you when you're helmeted and it still hurts. And that's what he just did. He comes over and gets a high five from Katie Cooper and other members of his team. And the Enforcers have slammed their way to a 5-point halftime lead. It's 13-8. In case you're not up to date on World Skating League current events, check out Roller Jam Rewind.
Everyone's jealous that I was named captain of Lisa's tour. But you can't be surprised. I'm the best skater in the league. Sean's always wanted control of this team, and now he has it. I'm going to concentrate my efforts on making this tour a success.
You say I try to control the team? Let me tell you, I controlled it to 2 championships, okay? Give me a break, sister.
Your announcement of the tour certainly thrilled Stacy. Jason McDaniel, on the other hand, had some concerns.
Jason really needs to leave the business end of things to me, and he'll learn that in time. Today, I'm here to announce the newest signing to our team, Ray Robles.
All I know is that the Riot say they don't need me anymore, but I'm going to take this tour and I'm going to make all kinds of money. I will... Hey, let me push it on me. What do you race you? I'll tell you what. I will race you, and if I win, I go back on the variety.
The king in his suit and ring, trying to catch him. There's one lap in the books. And now Robles and Brown are in an old-fashioned street fight. He's out cold one more time, and Robles wins the match race.
I'm a journalist. I kind of like it. I'm going to save his life. Saved your life!
I am sick and tired about all this talk of what skater from what teams going on this tour. I think we should do it the skater way. I think we should have a single elimination, round-robin tournament to decide who is the rightful team to go on this tour.
If the teams want to skate to decide who goes on tour, that's great. I mean, I've always said this is not about trash cans, Sean, and violence and sex. This is about good, clean skating.
The California Quakes will compete in the tournament. When the Quakes win, we will renounce the title. We will not skate on your tour unless every team is allowed.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the numbers in the world just revolve around the enforcers. And they have a new business venture, God forbid. Let's hear more about it right now.
Planet Enforcer is an entertainment complex. We got this place at a rock-bottom price because of some asbestos issue I really don't understand, but we are passing that savings on to you so you can spend more money on us. We are now in the future site of a restaurant called Big Nasty's, and here's the maitre d' and the head chef to tell you all about it.
That's right, Big Nasty's restaurant. The only restaurant in America where a gratuity is needed first before service. That's right, chum. You actually think that we want to be serving you? And this is the only restaurant in America also that has no menu because Big Nasty tells you what you're going to eat. Back to you, Mark. What do you got?
And not only that, every section is a smoking section, and we are working on a section for little kiddies to smoke and drink. But that's not all there is. Let me show you around. You know, people pay thousands of dollars every year to go to some fantasy baseball camp to hang out with some has-been from the 60s. Well, here at Quadfathers, the Enforcers Fantasy Drinking Camp, you can pay big bucks to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Best bucks I ever spent in my life.
And the best part is, you pick up the tab and we drink for free. Let's go to our next stop on the tour. I'm here at my tattoo shop, the Rusty Needle. You know, people have such a great time at Planet Enforcer. We want to give them something to always remember us by, and what better way than a tattoo?
Hey, Mark, look what I found.
Hey,
Mark.
what's up?
Diamante.
What's up?
Look what I got. A Forster bar. I had drinks.
Great.
I want to get it tatted up.
Yeah?
Tatted up.
Where you want it?
On an arm.
Yeah?
Hey, Mark,
Okay.
put it on his ass.
You got it. Whoa. Yep, it's all big fun at Planet Enforcer.
Well, not one of my better moments, but at least I have good moments, unlike that guy. Now D'Amato's with Broadway Danny Wolf.
All right, thank you. And yes, I'm here with owner Mark D'Amato, and I know you've been trying to sell shares in the Enforcers. How's business going?
Shut up, Wolf. Do you people think it's an accident that I am the highest paid skater ever to step on the bank track? Do you think it's an accident that the Enforcers are the #1 recognizable team in roller derby history? Do you think it's an accident that when the Enforcers play on TV, the ratings skyrocket? No, it's not by accident. I'm a genius. Me, Eisner, Trump, Gates, all of us geniuses. Planet Enforcer is only the beginning. It is chump change compared to what I have planned. Right now, there is a building underway in Times Square, and it will be called the Enforcer Cafe. Right now, investors are clamoring in the Orlando area, all bidding on a theme park called Enforcerland. And you people can get on the gravy train. I am selling half my team. Now, let me ask you people a question. How long are you going to be losers? How long are you going to look in that mirror every morning and say, I'm a complete failure? This is your chance. Don't blow it.
Yeah, goodbye. What do you mean, Trump's a genius? I don't think so. Sumner Redstone, he is a genius. Kenneth Logue, let me ask you, the tournament is underway. We haven't talked to you about this whole tournament idea since Jason McDaniel invented it a few weeks ago. What is your feelings about this? We haven't asked you yet.
One thing Mother taught me, Daniel, was that sometimes it's best just to give the inmates the keys to the asylum, especially when they're bent on making mischief. Now, the catch, of course, is that when they get tired of their shenanigans and they want to come home, they're going to find the door bolted behind them. I mean, many times in our youth, my brother Leonard would find himself locked out of the house after one of his midnight escapades, and Mother and I would enjoy a chuck with the sight of him curled up in the rose garden shivering. But the point I'm making here is that this is a free country, and if somebody wants to leave the league, I can't stop them. However, if they choose to join this tour, they will never be permitted to return to the World Skating League, and that's final. It's not negotiable.
Kenneth, can the World Skating League afford to really lose a team?
We're at our zenith, Daniel. Every day, I get calls from promoters all across the country begging me to put a team in their city. In Detroit, in Dallas, in Philadelphia, in Spokane, they all want franchises. I've even had very positive conversations with business people in Tokyo, in Johannesburg, in Belarus. The question is not, can we survive without them? It's how are they going to survive without us? There are clubs all over the globe that want in this league. And when these skaters find themselves stuck on some broken down tour bus outside the Chernobyl Sportatorium, I mean, it's going to be their last chance. There will not be a place for them back in the World Skating League.
All right, thank you, Kenneth. Right now, back to you, Rory and Mark.
All right, you know what's happening. The second half is coming up. Stay with us. A big welcome back to all of our viewers from Belarus to Orlando as we get ready to go to the second half. And the Enforcers lead the game by 5. They might get their passports ready. Jenny Matthews and Lindsey Francis jamming, and Jenny Matthews gets the better of the early going, and she jumps out there ahead on this jam. The leading women's jammer in the league. Francis trying to catch from behind, and back there in the back of the pack, Shea Brown and Talisa Miller are just banging away at each other. High elbows. Now Miller is back to block as Matthews approaches. Gives her one shot. Meanwhile, Lindsey Francis is caught up, and they're ganging up on her. It's a 2-on-1, but Matthews somehow squirted out of there.
That's why she's number 1. There's Shea Brown, Rory.
Shea Brown with a big clothesline, and Jenny Matthews goes through and gets the points.
I was just about to say, if the Dice are going to catch up on the ladies' side here, Shea Brown and Jenny Matthews have to work together like they've done all year long, especially since Jenny's come on to the team.
3 points there for the Dice, brings them to within 2. She ducked underneath, and Brown had that arm out there and ready.
Obviously, the Dice need to win, but also they need to get that clean skating back. No mischief there from the Dice. That's the way they're going to have to do it.
And the Hellcat apparently has shaken it off, and she's going to go ahead and not only skate in this second jam, but also put on a jammer's helmet.
And that's what I love about the Hellcat, Roy. My goodness. One of the toughest people in the WSL, the Hellcat.
Oh, these athletes are perhaps the toughest in all of sports. She just went down again, and she's hurting. Shea Brown knocked her down, and she's slow to get up. But Lindsey Francis continues on with the jam for the Enforcers, and Jenny Matthews for the Dice. 13-11, the Enforcers. Now remember, the loser is out of contention for a spot on that tour. So this is an elimination game. Francis and Matthews, one-on-one on this jam. Ooh, Shea Brown just got dumped hard. And now the same thing's about to happen to Matthews. And I guess the Hellcat's all right, huh?
She's feeling better. I guess she didn't use one of those lives just did. Showing the strength that's made the Hellcat a force in this league.
She just told the referee, get out of my way. And Jennifer Matthews and Shea Brown have to pick themselves up. She was laying in wait. The cat will pounce, won't she?
Yes, sure. Look at that. Lifting her up. You see Shea Brown's face just in. She knew what was in store for her.
She knew when the Hellcat picked her up, it couldn't be good. Third and final jam of this women's period about to begin. The Enforcers with a 2-point lead. And after this, the men will be back out there, including El Numerico. Now, he didn't even skate, did he, in that second period?
No, I didn't see him at all. He was just kind of hanging out on the bench.
Lindsey Francis and the Hellcat are out there for the Enforcers, and it's Shea Brown and Jennifer Matthews again. Boy, Matthews never gets tired. Jam after jam after jam, she's leading the pack.
That's why she's the leading scorer in the league right now.
And she's leading this jam as well. She has a little bit of a lead on Talisa Miller. And she comes up to the back of that pack that goes down. And 2 jammers, 3 jammers, 4 jammers all jump over. And they all get back up with 20 seconds left in this jam. A whole bunch of points picked up by both teams. And they want them again. Talisa Miller, the Hellcat. And Jennifer Matthews, the leading scorer in the league. And they're coming up to the back of the pack again with 5 seconds left in the jam. Miller gets knocked down by Shea Brown, and she didn't get any more. We'll see what Corbin awards here, 6 Dice points, 7 Enforcer points.
But what a save by Shea Brown at the end, Justin. I mean, the Hellcat was just showing some speed as she went around the track. Jenny Matthews never gave up, and now Hellcat's banged up.
Oh, she's taking a beating. She has given a beating, but she's also taken it. She gets up, says, all right, the Enforcers lead by 3 at the end of 3. The men, the final period, coming up next.
Get online at www.rollerjam.com. Get the latest info on your favorite teams, email players, and chat with fans. Even buy your favorite Jam merchandise, all with a click of a mouse. Get online and get to www.rollerjam.com.
Rory Marcus and Mark Lloyd back at Roller Jam Arena, 21-18. The Enforcers lead with 1 period left to go. What do you think, Mark? Who's going to get eliminated?
You got to give the edge to the Enforcers just because of the veteran leadership with D'Amato in Washington. Plus, hell, Roy, they have what's his name again? Numerico.
My Caucasian friend. 21-18. The Enforcers lead by 3, and Travis Wills just dipsy-doodled a couple of Dice players right out of their skates. And now he comes up to Weber, trying to increase the lead for the Enforcers. And Weber gives him a shot he won't forget, at least for the rest of tonight, because that's going to be sore right there in that chest. He's hit him twice and now 3 times, and the third one knocks him down. And the Birdman, Beckstein, goes right on by. Meanwhile, Weber continues the assault on Wills. Oh! He had him up 10, 12, 15 feet up in the air. The Dice get the points. Wills takes the beating, and Weber and D'Amato start to go at it. Weber and D'Amato are in a fight, and Weber does the same thing to D'Amato. I can't believe it.
Weber backs down from nobody. It only takes their word. Then he goes over there and body slams. Are you kidding me? Mark D'Amato, the man with the plan?
If you can read lips, Lisa Seltzer just said, nice job.
And you know what? That was a clean play, Rory. Nothing wrong with that. No weapons.
I guess you're right. And look at that smile.
See?
She knows who she wants on that tour. And right now the score is all tied at 21. 2 jams left to go. And a tie score. Boy, D'Amato, he doesn't like to get knocked down like that. That shook some cobwebs out of there. Travis Wills, Andy Wallace get out there against the Birdman. And Beckstein's going to take a double shot right there.
You know what I like, Roy? Everything's on the line for each team. The loser goes home.
You're exactly right as far as that tour is concerned. And look at Wallace and Travis Wills turn on the speed as they get to the back of the pack. But there you have Weber and big Sean Davidson, all 6'5" of him back there to block. And these 2 guys trying to get through there, that's not going to be an easy task. So far, they haven't been able to do it. 17 seconds left on this jam. And Washington sets up D'Amato for the double kill. That's the angel of death, and it indeed killed 2 at one time. They get 4 points. They both passed them.
How about all the power that was behind the angel of death just then? I mean, Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato, the strength that both those guys have. I'm glad I wasn't on the track for that one.
They're skating around, talking to each other, smiling, laughing, happy. And it's 25-21 all of a sudden. The Enforcers, with only 1 jam to go, have a 4-point lead. Well, that makes it easy for the Jammers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Weber and Davidson, though, paying the price just then. You could tell, Roy, also that everything that's on the line in this match, it's win at all costs, but the Dice do it without weapons.
Rusty Montgomery was clapping his hands because he's been the patsy during practice so many times. 1 jam left to go. 4-point Enforcer lead. And the Big Nasty says, I want this win. Give me a Jammer's helmet. He grabs it and out he goes. And the Dice call for some strength of their own, and that means they get Weber. He puts the helmet on. And these 2 big men of the track battling each other in this last jam of the game. Weber's helmet gets knocked off, and the Big Nasty works him over, but he lost his footing. That didn't give Weber an edge, though, because he spins up to the rail. 30 seconds left. Washington and Weber circling the track, and they picked up a little speed now on the bank track. Now the pack is jammed up. McDaniel knocks the pack down, and Weber goes over the top. He called it off. He called it off. That should be 4. It is 4. That just ties it. That didn't win it. Weber's on his back. He doesn't know he only tied it and did not win the game.
That means OT for us, Rory. What else can happen here for the WSL fans? Wow.
And an extra $15 for the announcers, Mark. Overtime, 25-25. One team will be eliminated after the OT. Weber eliminated Washington right there. We're back. Don't go away. We're back at Roller Jam Arena. The score is tied. Enforcers 25, Dice 25. We have to decide a winner in this game. Broadway Danny Wolf has a word on how we're going to do it.
Well, that's right. Lisa Seltzer selected 4 skaters. 2 from the Hotdice, Jason McDaniel and Mark Weber, and 2 from the Enforcers, of course, Mark D'Amato and the Big Nasty. And the object, it's 3 laps, anything goes. Both guys have to cross the line. Now, if one guy beats his other guy after 3 laps to the finish line, he comes off the track and cannot help his other teammate. But the winning team is when both guys have completed the 3 laps and have crossed the finish line. The loser of this is out of the tournament. The winner continues on to the finals. Again, whoever loses, adios means goodbye.
Good luck, guys. May the best skaters win.
Here we go.
The best skaters, yeah, but she didn't pick any jammers for the Enforcers.
I mean, they have muscle, but I mean, McDaniel's out. Nobody can keep up with McDaniel.
I know, but D'Amato and Washington have been through it before, and they will think of something with only 2 laps to go as they get to that line. 3 laps. Remember, both skaters have to cross. If Weber crosses and then D'Amato crosses, you wait for the next one, and that one wins. And you cannot help out either.
And you know, the whole key is what D'Amato's doing right there. Can't let him get too far out in front of him.
He's setting him up for the kill. That's what he's doing. He set him up for the Big Nasty, who knocks them both down. 1 lap to go. Now, why don't D'Amato and Washington just go on and skate away from him?
Go! I mean,
that would be the sensible thing to do, the smart thing to do. Washington, though, is a lap behind because he stood there and waited, remember. And now Weber and McDaniel say, all right, let's go. If they get around there now, they're going to win this thing. But they've stopped, and they want to do some damage. Payback on D'Amato and Washington.
Yeah, but payback will be winning. Somebody's got to get out in front there. Somebody use your head.
If McDaniel and Weber go on right now, they'll win this thing. Washington, meanwhile, knowing he needs another lap, has gone on skating and left D'Amato to do all the damage. Meanwhile, McDaniel and Weber get up. They go on skating, but D'Amato and Washington have turned around to skate the other way, right at them.
They're on a collision course.
They sure are. Oh, and that's exactly what happened. They collided.
And McDaniel and Weber have played right into D'Amato and Washington's hands in a straight contest.
It looks like it. D'Amato goes for the line. McDaniel's after him. The line is right in front of these skaters, and so far, none of them have reached it. Instead, they're fighting. Washington throws McDaniel down in the infield. Weber tries to take up for him. D'Amato looks up and sees that yellow finish line.
Oh, no, they're right.
Washington crosses. Now, if D'Amato crosses, they can win it. But he cannot go back and help D'Amato. He has to stay on the other side. He's saying, come on, Mark, come on.